video game Farm Manager 2018. This is a farming game, obviously, and actually, it's pretty good. It's really got a lot of depth to it. It's not a beginner game. I would say it's an intermediate game, definitely on more of the advanced intermediate. And basically, what you do is you have a property and you have to purchase land. And on the land, you're going to build um, fields which you are going to farm. You are going to purchase equipment such as tractors, and you're going to purchase the buildings to house them in, and you're going to hire workers to work the farms and operate the equipment, and you're going to build the buildings that they live in. You're also going to have the storage facilities, and you have a market. And what happens is when you play the game, your workers will go and they'll take the tractors at the beginning of the season. They'll go out and they will plant the seeds. And it's a little bit more than just planting. You have soil, moisture, fertility, crop quality, etc. There's a large variety of crops. There's a variety of machines. You have a choice between what machines you want to purchase. So we're going to look through the menus here. These are the employees that you can hire, and they have different skill levels, and they have for example, certain skills. So there's different skills that they can have. For example, operating the tractor or working on a field might be a skill, and they have different levels that range up to 5. And you can hire them, you can fire them, and they will be working on your farm. You can also train them, of course. You can upgrade your staff. So then you have a market. You have the value of all of your equipment. You sell all the food that you produce. You buy things such as seeds in order to plant on your fields. You can see here there's an option to buy land. And the market is not perfect. There's issues with the market. The price goes up and down. That's pretty cool. You can produce, there's a supply chain. So you could produce, for example, a fruit like apple, and then maybe manufacture apple juice and sell it at a higher price. However, the market system is a little bit difficult to use, a little bit of a pain in the butt. And the other issue with the market is that there is spoilage. So you have a certain amount of time to sell your food items, and it is game time. So, for example, you might have a month to sell off all of your apples. And because of all the circumstances in the game, might not happen. You're going to be producing food that you don't sell. It's a good game. This is Farm Manager 2018. I do play on a laptop. One of the issues I have is that the game becomes slow. And I know a lot about computer graphics. I've been playing games since the 1970s. There's no reason for the performance to be so low. There's something wrong with the computer programming. This map is very small. They definitely did something wrong. Unfortunately, it's very slow. It could be because I'm using the wrong GPU, because I do have 2 GPUs on my computer. One is high performance, one is lower performance. It's a fun game to play. There is an issue with vehicles breaking down. Here's an example of some of the vehicles. The vehicles, when they break down, become a pain, because what will happen is they're just going to start breaking down constantly. They break down more often than they should, and it's a pain to repair the vehicles. And not only is it a pain to do it, like it becomes a game where all you're doing is repairing vehicles. And not only is it a pain to repair the vehicles, but there are bugs in the game. And what will happen is you will have vehicles that will just stop functioning. I don't know if the bugs have been fixed or not, because they're actively developing their software. So as I was playing the game, I played for about 50 or 60 hours of gameplay. They were fixing bugs in the game. It is a fun little game. In terms of price, I don't think you should necessarily pay $50 for the game. I would say if you buy a lot of games and you're going to pay $20 and you're just going to play it for a couple of weeks or for less than a month, I would say it's totally worth it. It's not a game that you finish in a weekend. You're going to play it for a couple of weeks minimum, because it takes time to grow your farm, and you'll notice that some of the plots of land might look a little bit smaller, and some of them look a little bit bigger. It's because you have to buy more land, and in order to get the ability to build the larger fields. It's going to come later in the game. It is a really cool game. You do have to make certain management decisions, like where are the people going to live? They have to literally walk from the place where they live to the field, to work on the field, to harvest the field, and then walk to the building where they're going to store what they grow. So you do have the realism of the people actually walking around and carrying items around. Which is why I have storage facilities and houses in the middle of the field to make it a little bit more efficient. I think it's a well done game. They do have a new version coming out. I will definitely buy the new version. I usually don't buy it right away. I usually wait a little bit to check how bugs are coming along. There are different types of foods. You have cold storage. You've got grains, you've got fruits, you got vegetables, there is pesticide, you can bale, and there's different ways to put water on the soil, different ways to do pesticide. You could have an automated system, you could do it manually. For example, when I first started playing the game, everything was manual, and what they did was they added a feature. You see it says Olivia Hardy. They added a feature where you could assign a worker to automate the field, and the worker automatically completes all the functions that you previously had to do manually. See, I got some small crop fields over here. You do not operate any of the equipment. The equipment is being operated by the workers. You're only assigning the workers tasks to do and deciding what gets planted where the buildings get placed. So you could argue it's the city builder format, and it is not the first-person view format. Okay, that's my review of Farm Manager 2018. I am going to talk a little bit more about the value in terms of the cost of the game and what other games are similar to it. Really don't know any other farm manager. I have something called Future Industries or something. Of all the farm management games, this is the best one I found so far. And in terms of the price, if you can pick it up for like $10 and you're employed, yeah, it's totally worth it. I value it as like, what's the value compared to going out and seeing a movie? A movie costs you $10 or $15. If you're paying $10 or $15 for this game, and I've already got 50 hours of entertainment, it's totally worth it. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.